Hi everyone, I'm Adam, and I've just started a new channel, so I need your help. Please take a moment, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, so that when I do post, you hear what I have to say. All right, so let's get started. First of all, a little about me. I have two wonderful, incredible careers that are happening simultaneously. And the reason I'm saying that is because I really think it can help you guys as well. Let's talk about flight attendant. Everybody right now, or a lot of people right now, are interested in becoming a flight attendant, which is fantastic. It's a phenomenal career. But here's the buts. I've been hearing a lot of things online that is so wrong about how much you make or don't make. Here's the reality. You can do quite well. About being on reserve for the next 10,000 years. That is just not true. It depends on where you're based. It depends on who you fly for. A little bit about me. I fly for, if not, one of the largest international carriers in the world. And what that has given me is literally the world. I have friends all over the planet. I get to travel the world. I get to see the world. I get to live in incredible places. I usually live in two places at the same time. And once you become a flight attendant or a pilot and you're in this world, you will totally understand what I'm saying. But it's hard work. And it's really long days. The first thing, before you even fill out the application, sit down and decide, do you really want this? This is not a job, this is a career. It is going to turn your world upside down. If you're the person that needs a 9-to-5 job, that needs to know exactly what you're doing tomorrow, and you can't work mornings, or you can't work evenings, or you need a certain amount of notice, or this is coming up and you've got to be home for that blah, 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 it's not going to work for you. It's an absolutely wonderful career, but when you are on reserve, you are exactly that, on reserve. When it's time to go, it's time to go. And there's two types of reserve. It's not as bad as it sounds. For my airline, there's a type of reserve that you actually know the day before. And then the second one is you have to be at the airport within 3 hours of that phone ringing. However, please keep in mind, scheduling will always try to give you as much notice as possible. So if they can give you 8 hours, they will. They're not evil people. They're people just like you. So they're going to try to give you as much notice as possible. But take a moment, take lots of moments, research your airline. So first of all, are you the type of person, yes, I want to fly, I want to do this, but I would rather be home every night. I don't want to go internationally. I want to sleep in my bed. I know it's not going to happen every night, but as much as possible. That right there says maybe a regional would be good for you. What that means is you might go up and down more legs in a day, but you have a better chance of staying in the US in less time zones. Or if you're the type of person which is more like me, I rather, let me go, fly, get my hours in, so when I'm off, I'm much more international. I want to see the planet. I want to fly. I want to experience it. So it's a different type of flying for me. But I don't mind be gone overnight, forgive me. But when I'm home, I might be home for 2 weeks at a time. Research, find out what all of this means before you go any further. Training. If you are blessed to get that far into it, I've heard some stories that has really upset me. People have gotten upset in training when they get their base. Well, they just don't like it. Do you remember what you said when you took the job? I will be flexible. I will go anywhere. It's just where you're based. It's not for forever. Each airline is a little bit different. Mine asks that you make a 6-month commitment to your base. And also, when you're brand new, you stay in that base, your new base, until you get off probation. Then transfer. And what I did is I sat down and said, okay, I'm not too thrilled with being on reserve. How can I make this work for me? So I was lucky. I started out at an international base, which was New York, and the flying was phenomenal. So I loved reserve because I flew in so many different types of aircraft. And I saw so many different parts of the world. In 1 month, I would go from Beijing to Geneva to Sydney, all in 1 month. And I love that. But that might not work for everyone. So take the time and find out what works for you and make sure you can make that commitment. Also, I don't want to hear, well, I'm a parent, so I can't do this. I started out, I was blessed as a single parent. I adopted a newborn baby, 3 hours old. And he now speaks 2 languages fluently, which I brag about, and a third with a little bit of help. But he has lived in 4 different countries, seen the world, has the most beautiful, open personality, and loves people. So, there's ups and downs. And yes, did I miss some holidays? Yes, I did. But I had beautiful, wonderful people there to take care of him. The point is, I took the time and I figured out what worked for me and I planned and it worked. It worked. The other thing I wanted to talk about, when you start, not the greatest salary, but if you hang in there and if you plan it out in no time, and when I say no time, 5-6 years down the line, you'll be surprised how quickly that goes. You're going to be making really, really good money. Listen, I know me. There's a certain lifestyle I like. So will you be making 6 digits? If that's what you want, absolutely. Or my airline is fantastic enough that if I need to be home, I now can put in and take a month off at a time. The flexibility is insane. The money is insane. I'm saying, take the time, find out if this is what you want, and then go for it. And don't listen to the nonsense out there. Find a flight attendant that flies for your airline or the airline you want to be with and ask them. So, for example, if you want to be with an incredible domestic carrier where you're home, and when I say home, you're in the country more than you're out of the country, then don't speak to an airline that primarily goes international. But if you want international and you want to be gone, then don't speak to another fantastic airline, which is Southwest, but they do something very different than we do, but they pay fantastic money. And they're basically in the US, where I'm basically gone. So you have to find what works for you. All right, here's another piece of the puzzle. Time has moved on in the sense I am so proud of my airline. I now get to be me. So whatever your sexuality, gay, straight, non-binary, trans, it doesn't matter. You get to be who you are. You get to be the beautiful, wonderful person you are. The only thing your airline is going to ask of you, and again, each airline is different. Each carrier is different. So for my carrier, they are open and welcoming to these rules. But there are rules. When I'm at work, my hair is not like this. When I'm at work, you know, my hair gets pulled back, and it's much more pulled back in a professional setting. You also might see my tats. Well, at work, you're not going to see that. This all disappears. And I love this. I love putting on my uniform. I have the pride to wear that uniform. So I make sure that I get up in the morning, because I stand out just a little bit, which is great. I love that. But that means I'm going to spend a little extra time pulling my hair back and making sure that I am dressed professionally to do my job. But the beauty is, I get to do my job as who I am. I am now allowed to have long hair. But let's not abuse it. Anyway, I don't want to go on and on with this video. I just wanted to take the time to say, do the research. Ask the right questions to the right people. It is the most wonderful, phenomenal job. And because of my airline, my carrier, I get to walk the catwalk. And I have done that for a whole bunch of years, and I'm aging myself now. But the beauty is, if you have something else going on, as long as it doesn't conflict with flying, and as long as you have your priorities in order, meaning when it's time to fly, no excuses, no nonsense. Also, you don't take your benefits for granted. You never use your benefits for a professional reason in another career. Absolutely not. They are there for pleasure only. I'm saying all of these things, just keep this in mind. But as long as you can keep the two separate, you can have a whole nother career going on at the same time. Anyway, I want you to take a moment, think about everything I've said. If you're going to become a flight attendant, if there's any questions I can answer, please take the time, send me an email, ask questions. I would love to answer any questions you have. One last thing, the public. Be nice to your flight attendant. Please keep in mind, we are not there to make you smile. We are there, oh, that's not true. That came out the wrong way. That's not our only job. But our first job and our first priority is your safety. And God forbid something happens on that plane in an emergency. We're there to take care of you at 35,000 feet. We're there to make sure, of course, that you're as comfortable as possible and that you do have a big smile. But if you treat me with respect, guess what? I will give you the world. It goes both ways. But you need to remember, to get respect, you've got to give respect. And there are some absolutely wonderful, wonderful people I've flown with. But trust me, I've got my horror stories. Anyway, that's like any job. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. Once again, my name is Adam, and hope to see you in the friendly skies. All right. Peace out. Bye.